This is Suspenders Unbuttoned, a podcast where friends talk with friends about TV, movies, and books. Hi, welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Sarah, and today we are here with indie pop artist Kingsley. So welcome, Kingsley.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today. We're super excited to talk about all the things you have going on. You are an indie pop artist, you're an entrepreneur, and a beauty mogul. So love those descriptions. It's great. You have an album. Can you tell us a little bit about the album Crying on Holidays?
You are like the first person to get it right. People always say crying on the holidays. And I know that's
it's
probably
crying on holidays.
Like on it. I'm crying on it.
Right. No, it's clear.
Crying on Holidays is my sophomore album, so my second go at it, if you may. And it's an incredible project. It basically walks you through my first heartbreak from start to finish. And it's meant to be listened to in order. There is some good in there, but like the tagline for it, the marketing tagline is the good, the bad, and the ugly crier. That is my album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so many people can relate to that. Like everyone's got a first heartbreak, right? Like everyone's got a story.
And if you don't, good job. Congratulations. Don't listen to my music then. No, this is for the heartbreak. And it was my first time falling in love, and I've learned so much. I was one of those people that was like, if I'm not going to be a virgin, I'm going to save my love for the man that I fall in love with. You know, that was the stupidest thing ever. I fell in love really late in the game and had a lot of mistakes. And luckily for me, I got to put it in an album and tell my side of the story, because my side is the best side. It is the right side. And it's really incredible. And I've listened back to it. Even this year, I'll listen to it and really hear all of the great emotions that I went through. And I'm very, very, very thankful for this project and getting to put my heartbreak somewhere. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's very good therapy.
Oh, there's a song on there called Therapy. So
okay.
that's track number 8.
Yes, that's there.
Track number 8. What's the last track?
It's called Life After You.
Okay, so it's a moving forward.
You move forward and you move on. Yeah, it really. There's a song called I'm Fine on there, and it really is this embodiment of realizing you're really the dopest person, and you were giving your love away. You know, right. You're fine, you're gonna be fine. And a lot of times, and this happens with no matter what, you lose the job or you don't get the grade that you want, whatever. Life, it seems like the worst version, but like you really are fine. The human condition, we were meant to survive. That's how we are on this earth. So you'll be fine without that guy. You'll be just fine.
Yeah. No, I love that your album tells a story. It's kind of old school to tell a story on your album. It's very much a throwback. A lot of like the big albums in the 70s and 80s did that, told a story.
I attribute a lot of my songwriting to like the early 2000s. So Alicia Keys, her storytelling, just the way that she put her album, The Diary of Alicia Keys, in order. And just the way that the notion, I really love that. And Sam Smith, he did it with his album. Just it's really great storytelling when you're following. And it really takes away from just like listening to music in singles. Like you like the single, but then you don't like the album. Yeah, that breaks my heart. You should like the album too. So I really made sure that my singles and my albums were very much close enough where you want to keep listening and follow the story.
I actually love that, like that sense of an album is coming back. You know, I grew up on albums, like you like literally pick it up and put it on the record player. So my goal is actually decorate my wall in my albums because I don't play them anymore.
Oh, I love that. My little sister is doing that with my old CDs, which breaks my heart. But she has on her wall all of my CDs.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, did you put hot glue on the wall with my CDs? Lord, all right.
But that it tells a story. So you have an influence there by Alicia Keys and that storytelling and how you do the album, but when I listen to your music, I hear other music influences. Who are the musical influences in your music?
It's so embarrassing and lovely to say. I think a lot of times people want Black artists to say other Black artists, right? They want me to say Whitney Houston
Right.
and my parents were so strict Black parents. I was allowed to listen to gospel music or
Mhm.
Disney Channel without restrictions. Those were my two options. So I went so
Sounds like
hardcore into Disney Channel, right?
Yeah.
If you're
Oh
not
no,
going to
go,
monitor
go.
what I listen to, I'm a Disney Channel kid. So
Yeah, no,
it was
I'm right there
the
with you.
Jonas Brothers. I was
right.
Hannah Montana, High School
Yeah.
Musical, and I think that's really how I learned to write really good hook lines because
Yeah. Get your
2000s
head in the
Disney.
game.
Yes, get it. It's
We've all
really
got the dance moves too, right? Right? We can do them all. Yes,
um,
exactly.
yes, we're all in this.
Yes.
So a lot of my influences are early Disney, but it strayed to like I was allowed to listen to Usher, and he was a really big influence. But
Yeah.
even just like my stage presence and the way that I body myself was totally Demi Lovato. I just
Okay.
couldn't take my eyes off of
Yeah.
No.
the way that they moved around and was so passionate in the every lyric that they gave. Yeah.
Okay, but when I listen to your music, with that all said, I'm in Minnesota, where the music scene is severely and heavily influenced by Prince, right? But he wrote for everybody. So, but I hear that he wrote for Sinead O'Connor, he wrote for Madonna, he wrote for everybody. Sheena E, The Time, right, all of those. But I hear that like pop hook, right? But and then some of those influence, like I've gotten, I was like, oh yeah, no, I love this. This is
So Prince, that's great. My mom, I'm gonna send her this bit because I
okay.
grew up listening to Prince not by choice, Prince by association.
No, I understand.
My mom was a big Prince fan. My favorite color is purple still to this
Oh,
day. Got purple
same.
rings.
Please note the background.
Yes. I'm on my best friend's computer and Google just gave you an option. Like I had to log into my email and it was like, would you like to turn your Chrome to purple? And I said, oh, purple.
Yes, the answer is
So
always
definitely
yes.
Prince. And Prince has a really great way of just letting the world influence him and being able to regurgitate it in a way that most consciousness can understand. And by far the greatest gift.
Okay, your mother raised you well. Yeah, shout out to Kingsley's mom. Perfect. Perfect. That storytelling, and he wrote it for such a broad range. I hear that in you, and pop, but he wrote country too. He wrote everything, and I hear that like pop, that storytelling with a great hook line. So your story like fits with what you're hearing in the music, and he also always told a story in his albums. So, yeah. Oh no, I love that. I love that. Kids need to like. Whenever you actually really talk to someone who is a musician, their parents' choices influence them, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what's on in the house, right? Because
like that's why I say adjacent. Like I didn't press play, but I could not escape the play.
Right. In the background of your childhood.
Yes.
It was a good background. Your parents made good choices.
Yeah.
For me,
they had me, so
oldies. That's all I was allowed to listen to. So like the 50s and 60s.
Who's your favorite oldies person?
Oh gosh. Well, Judy Garland.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a great one.
My top choice. Yes.
Yes. I dig that.
It's a classic. Yeah. There's a lot of Elvis going on at my house when I was growing up.
That's good too. Yeah. I need to watch that movie now. I haven't seen it yet. The new Elvis movie.
Oh, always so good.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your album and the process of like how long did it take you to, from the idea to actually it coming out? Like, tell us a bit. I know that's a big question.
Well, COVID definitely chopped things up.
Yeah.
So February of 2020, I had just reached all my Kickstarter money. I'd raised all the money to do the project. the songs were written, but they were written very differently. And this is such an important part of the story that I don't get to tell ever. Crying on Holidays originally was created because I cried every holiday. I lived away from home. I lived in Portland. My family's from Chicago, and I'm very, very close with my family.
Yeah.
And I would be fighting with this guy because holidays are really important to me. They weren't important to him. And this is the thing, you learn more about love dynamic and advocating for yourself. So my mom was like, you should really write an album called Crying on Holidays, because other people feel what you feel,
Yeah.
sweetheart, but you have the ability to sing about it. And so it was written very differently, to the point where each song on my album was named after a holiday. And I would write about what happened on that holiday.
Okay.
And so I got all the money for this project, and the artwork had been shot, and COVID happened in March. And in March, my relationship took a turn. We were literally locked in a house together, in a 400 square foot studio apartment in Portland, Oregon. And it was one of the best things that happened to me. I learned what deep love was about. We really got to know each other as people. We really got to see what like the dynamics of what our relationship was. So I rewrote the project. And I wrote it. I kept the title Crying on Holidays because I really loved that name. But I wanted to write it about what was actually happening in this relationship as I was falling in and out of love with a person. And so the last song on my project, Life After You, was written in the summertime. I got contracted to do this project with BMI, and we were already recording this stuff. And I was like, I really want to add this song on my album, but I don't want to do the studio version of it because it's a very R&B song. And so Life After You is live on my album. You can't find it any other place. And the reason why is because most people call me an R&B artist before they listen to my music. I don't know why they would call me that. So I put it on my album as a live track, and because COVID, we had time. And the first song on my album, the intro track, was actually the last song that I wrote, because I was still in a relationship with this person, and I didn't really know how to summarize the introduction of an entire project while it was still happening.
Right.
And it's embarrassing to say, ladies, and it's okay, but the project came out in May 2021, and we broke up like a couple months ago. So, the hardest of lessons are given to the strongest of soldiers. That's what I tell people. But I'm very thankful. COVID was a blessing in itself, of allowing me to like restructure and really put something in a project I had never put before, which is just all my feelings.
Yeah. I love that story. And I love, taking something that's not a positive experience, even if you're just looking at the COVID aspect of it, and then creating something beautiful out of it. And I really do love to hear everybody's stories about how that time really helped them refocus and kind of reinvent themselves. And it is kind of a blessing for all of us, even though it was like horrific. So yeah, thank you for sharing that story. I like it.
No, it's it's interesting when we talk to artists during that time, they all have this like, well, here I am. I might as well just like focus on what I can do at home. And I wrote a lot, or I did this a lot, or I painted a lot. It's very interesting to hear.
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be physically strong. I knew I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't one of those. So I was like, I got to be mentally tough, and I got to sing. That's pretty much it.
And that's amazing. So when you're writing your songs, do you think in like lyrics, or you do think in music, or does it come to you together?
Usually together. And the greatest example that I've seen in real life is from the movie Tick, Tick, Boom, which was based off of the wonderful human being who wrote Rent. And he's fighting with his girl. And when they go to hug, he's like tapping on her back. Lyrics, right? I've had so many moments where my ex would be arguing with me, and I thought in my head, oh, that's a wonderful lyric.
So in real time. I
need to write that down.
Oh man. And when I went to therapy, was talking to her about like relationship stuff, she was like, you gotta stop saving your feelings for your songs. And I was like, but they're so good. They're so good. I'm gonna harvest this pain because I know it's gonna be a good song.
So, but I think it makes the song truer, it rings clearer with people when you put that something that raw into a song. People can relate to it, and it rings with it, goes with them. Then, like, they carry that song with them when they can feel it like that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, Rent. I mean, that's right. You know, he was an amazing human being. I'm trying to think of what his name is that wrote
I
Rent.
know. I just know Andrew Garfield plays him, and I feel more
Right.
embarrassed that I
No,
know
and
that.
you know, I
As
need to know this because because his story is so crazy because he wrote Rent and he actually never saw it go to Broadway because he
Yep.
died
He
of
passed away
pneumonia.
before. Yeah. Yeah.
And you just think, oh, Jonathan Larson.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And you always just think, would he have been the Lin Manuel
I
Manuel
knew who you were talking
Miranda?
about.
yeah.
Would he have been him before Lynn? Like,
It's wonderful questions, or inspired Lynn, right? Because Aaliyah passed away, and she was destined, people might say, would have been more famous than Beyonce had she have been.
right.
You know, I think it's wonderful to pose these questions of influence. I think it's more exceptional to think about the way that they put in stepping stones for other people to be more
Right.
emboldened, in a way that, like, maybe he would have been Lynn, or maybe he would have just had Rent and that
Mhm.
it, but because he decided to push the envelope, he inspired another person to really push the envelope,
Right.
you know.
Right. No, I absolutely. And then I just I love how you said that you think your music together, because some people think up, like hook lines first and then they write from there. And some people are like, I always do the chorus first. And we recently had a singer who's like, I write the verses. Nobody does verses first, but I always am a verse person.
It's hilarious. It depends on my feeling, but usually I can write a full song. First verse, chorus, second verse, bridge. Like, if I'm in a mood,
Yeah.
it's done. It's done in 15 minutes. It's done.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Where do you, so old school days, everyone had to put it into a notebook, right? Do you talk into your phone, or what do you do?
I'm still a notebook girl because
Okay.
that's how I remember the songs. Like, I have to write it first.
Yep.
But when we were doing when I'm like working with my production team, those poor boys will get a voice memo because I don't play every instrument, and I'm like, I want the harps to go boop, 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 boop. And then I send it to them, and they figure whatever I'm saying out, and they do it. So I try to use technology a lot. I have an music degree. Like, I know how to use Finale and scoring. But I think the most important thing is that a calculator is on your phone for a reason. We don't have to be that smart all the time. I could get in my computer and let's score this, or I could send a voice memo and be done with it.
Right.
So
no, that's perfect. So you have a music degree. Where's your music degree from?
I have 2 degrees actually, from Northern Illinois University. I have a vocal performance degree and business administration degree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Way to get it done. Way to get it done.
It is a wrap. We'll never go back.
I love that. One of my kids has a vocal performance degree also, and is a teacher. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Good, because I hate kids. So good for your daughter. Fuck them
son,
kids.
actually.
Good. Well, bless his heart.
And also maybe one of the reasons why we had way too much Disney going on at this household, and the full dance performance.
He actually did our little intro song for us, so it's so sweet.
Tell him I said thank you so much.
Great.
But I love that you put business with that.
Yeah.
Did someone direct you that way, or did you figure that out yourself?
I do believe I was on this earth one time before.
Perfect.
So when
came with a little more smarts.
Something like that. I did track and field my first 2 years of college, and decided I wasn't going to do track my junior year because of a heart thing that I was going through, like medical stuff. And I was transferring to this new school. And when I transferred, because I was a music education student, when I was transferring into a music educational program that I really didn't want to be a part of. And they had like opera and they had jazz. And so I got into the opera performance program, and because I had all this free time, I'm used to being a student athlete. I was like, I'm going to pick up a business minor. And when I started in the business program, and just looked at where I wanted my life to be, I kind of met with my advisor and I was like, this is total bullshit. And if I'm going to stay here for 2 more years, I'm going to want to get something out of this.
Yeah.
So my advisor literally let me run free reign. I don't know why they allowed me to do this, but I basically like built a music business degree where I presented it to the school, the dean of the School of Business and the deans of the School of Music, and went through the entire catalog, picking out classes that would help me, and even did internships. Instead of doing like the business internship, I ended up going to Hangout Music Festival and being under the arts director as a junior. So they wanted me to take 5 years to graduate. So I would have been in college for 7.
Yeah.
I ended up doing it all in 5 years. So 3 years at my last school. And when I graduated, my school was like, we want to really turn this into something. And I'm like, that's hilarious after I've done all the work and presented it to you guys, you know.
Building after me. Thank you.
Yes, truly.
It makes so much sense because the way technology is and the way artists are coming up, they are actually managing more and more of their careers, and they're doing so much of their pieces along the way before they are expanding out their groups. It's actually it's like the perfect combo.
Oh yeah, I'm very thankful. Now, 7 years out of school, with the amount of stuff that I've gotten to do, and I can't say my business degree is because of everything, but what I did learn while is researching. And honestly, if you're the first to do it, you're the first to do it, and thank God for it. Is how I live every day. Like, I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to try it this way. And if it's not right, it will be known to me. It's very, very quickly.
Right. No, and I think life is a lot of you make a choice, and then it's not so much right or wrong as you are going to maybe make adjustments in what you're doing. And so you're using rulers or guides to change your next decision. And it's like some people are so like, that was wrong or that was right. And it's like, well, maybe it's like, I want to adjust this a little bit more. And, that's how you're going to drive your career all the way through. You've got the tools to do that. So fun. I love that.
Thank you.
I'm going to sneeze.
God bless you. Look at the light. Look at the light.
Tell us a little bit about performing live, because when I'm scrolling through your Instagram, I see that you get to perform live a lot. So what's your favorite thing about that?
The energy of people. I'm a big people person. Like, I get energized when I'm around people. I know some people get energized when they're away. I really just enjoy being around people and cracking jokes, and you never know what you're going to get. I had a show where my shirt malfunctioned and I'm topless. I had a show where I jump over the barricade and I jump into the crowd. Like, you just never know what you're going to get. I'm feeling sassy and I want to be face to face with someone. It's just such an energy that you can't really replace. It's kind of like the surfer when they're like going through the tunnel, when they're like, you have to experience this for yourself. Like, it just is a moment that like you have to experience it for yourself. And I'm really thankful we're back in the flesh with people. Like, I liked singing to my iPhone, but like it didn't laugh as much as it should have, which was like pretty disrespectful. Like, I know I still owe payments. I'm almost done paying it off, but like it could have laughed more. Yeah, I think the really funny thing is we've reached the gander where people are back at shows and talking again, that I have to like remind people, like, we didn't have this for 2 years. I know that you forgot, but hey, shut up, I'm singing.
Right? And pay attention.
You don't have to pay attention. You can just shut up. I'm going to get paid the same. Just be quieter. It's my rule.
No, it is true. Like, people like don't actually know how to function in different settings anymore. It's very interesting.
Yes, I had a show. This is before COVID? Yes, it was. Oh my gosh, memory unlock. This guy is literally stacking beer cans. And I mean, like, it's a quiet performance. It's like an intimate, like, I was paid to play like this intimate show for this like top-notch finance thing where like the people knew me. So like it wasn't like some random girl. Like, it was like the highlight of the year. It was maybe 50 people. And this bro is stacking cans. And I was like, oh my God, where did you go to college? You're stacking cans like that, like I used to do in school. And he was like, oh, I didn't go to college. I was like, oh, so you're just embarrassing yourself for no reason?
Exactly.
You didn't even go to college and you're just stacking cans. Stacking cans.
Yeah. Your stacking can skills are showing. Way to go. It's like,
Like one of those commercials.
Do you want to come on stage and stack cans, my boy?
also, when those go down, it's super quiet too.
Oh, it went down. That's why I said that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what school did you go to learn that skill?
Yeah, right. The beer can collection. I learned that skill at 9, so but the beer can I was school at that time.
So I could tell that was gonna fall after the 5th one.
Yeah, it's going down. Everybody knows that those beer cans are going down, right? Oh, thank you. No, but people just say the group. The skills are gone. People's skills are gone. But I love that you're performing live again. That I love. You love watching. As somebody who is watching an entertainer, I love it when you can see them feeding off of the audience. There, it makes it so much fun to be at that venue to get to see that performance. Makes it a special time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. So you've had the opportunity to perform with a bunch of people. Do you have a favorite performance that you got to perform with somebody? And what do you take away from those moments?
Like opening up for someone or like performing on stage with someone?
Either, all of the above.
Your choice.
I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, perfect.
I have gotten the opportunity to play with my best friend. So one of the songs on my album was co-written by my best friend, who I don't usually co-write the songs because it's usually me going through the problem. It doesn't really make sense to bring other people in. I'm like, I don't want your opinion. I'm right. But Haley Johnson, who was on American Idol, she was like a top 11 finalist. She plays bass for Big Wild. She toured overseas twice. She's the most iconic. I'm riding her coattail. She tells me she's riding mine. I'm like, honey, I'm riding yours. We've gotten to play on stage together, and it's such a great moment where I get to look over and see like the person who inspires me and gives me so much joy on stage in her element. So yeah, Haley Johnson. And then opening up for someone, I've gotten to open up for some pretty incredible people. And I'm always just amazed. I'm like, me? You want me to play before you? What? I want to name a good one, and I'm only thinking of.
Well, name a few.
Yeah,
it's your podcast. Yeah. You can talk about whoever you want.
I opened for S.G. Lewis a couple of years ago, and that was like one of my first. It was a sold out show. They didn't even need to add me to the bill, and they added me, and
so cool.
That really warmed my heart. VHS collection. They're in New York. They're really incredible group of boys. I've opened up for this really, really amazing non-famous person who I've just watched grow in the last few years. Her name is Amy Evans. Okay. And she, like, over the last few years, I've just watched her really grow into the artist that she is. And anytime that I can be on a show with her warms my heart. So
yeah,
those are
I love that. Yeah. I love when the artists feed each other, right?
Yeah. Just a beautiful, divine human. So yeah.
Amazing. When did you know that you wanted to write music and sing and, do this for a living? Has it been your dream since you were a child, or?
I'm one of the lucky ones. I found my passion very young. I'm one of the very lucky ones, and my story is very similar to other people's story. I was singing at a talent show. I did not win. I did not get second. I don't think I even got honorable mentions, and that's okay. But I sang Alicia Keys' Falling, which is a hard song for a third grader. But I just remember closing my eyes, and I just felt home, and all of this noise was silent. And I've just been chasing that ever since. And I'm very, very, very fortunate to have found a craft that fills my cup up all the way, and more fortunate that I get to do it every day in life. And I found myself liking more and more things about it, like moments like this where I can just sit and talk. I'm not singing, I'm not on stage. And even when I started my lipstick collection, like I'm finding more and more things that, like, it had always been being a pop artist, but now I'm learning so much about my craft and what I truly was meant to do in life, which is still write and connect. But ultimately, it is to like teach other people to find their truth the way that I found mine.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Hey,
Yeah.
let's talk about your makeup. Great transition. There's a Kingsley collection by Event Cosmetics. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
Oh man, Kathy. So this collection was random, COVID, right?
Yeah.
There's so many beautiful moments that came out of COVID. So I was doing my like downtown nature walk because I lived in the city. So I would walk around the city and pretend like I was in nature. Um, and Kathy was in her shop, and I know Kathy through Haley Johnson. Her mom actually worked at the shop, and Kathy is this incredible makeup artist. She used to work for Estee Lauder in New York. She used
Yeah.
to do Sandra Bullock's facials, like
Okay.
so crazy. She literally has a shop in Portland now. And so I go to see her, and I'm like, "Oh my God, human contact! How are you?" And she's just, we're just complaining, we're doing our, our normal human things about like people aren't buying makeup,
No.
no one's coming downtown, like you don't even get people walking by anymore, like it's June, how long are we going to be in this? And I'm like, girl, I have an album, I don't know if I should put it out, I can't even tour, first world problems. And Kathy was like, when your album comes out, maybe you can put it out with one of my lipsticks, that way you can promote my shop, and it'll help promote your music. And that turned into the most incredible partnership of a lifetime. We ended up doing 3 lipsticks for each of my singles, so each song is embodied by a lipstick. Then we grew the collection again, during during Black Friday last year, and sold out. We added a vitamin E stick and a lip scrub, so people who don't wear lipstick. And
Yeah.
then we grew it again with a tinted lip balm. And so now I have 6 products, right? 6 amazing products with a Black owned local Portland business, which meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And in all of the essence, I literally learned so much about myself and what I define as beauty, and where my standards lie, and had to do some home work on myself because I never liked my lips because they were too big when big lips weren't really in. And I didn't really like my skin because it wasn't as light as it should be. My skin should be lighter, all of the workings.
Right.
um and I found a lot of confidence in myself through these products. And it really, like, if you scroll back through my Instagram, like before the products, you will see a day and night flip of someone who's posting for likes and someone who really just enjoys themselves, and other people should enjoy it, like you're at the
Mhm.
bakery, you're gonna get a pie or you're gonna get the whole damn shop. Like,
I love that.
um,
Um, so cool to be able to do makeup and really embody that. And it, I always, it always kind of breaks my heart when you hear about this. I want to be something else. But as you say it, as somebody who is on the other end, too light, I am like, just have no melanin. And I'm just like, but look at your skin. It's so
it's
beautiful.
the duality, right? I think
It's
always
so
wanting what we
beautiful,
can't have. And I don't
right?
think it's even just in beauty that I've learned this about myself, but even just like the car, right? You always want a different car, or the
Mhm.
job, or or you got a pair of jeans, but you wish they were bell bottoms, right? It's the duality. And I
Right.
think what I learned about myself personally, and it wasn't just this European standard that I was attracted to, it was really just anything that wasn't in my current space.
Mhm.
And that really taught me about gratitude. What am I grateful for? What am I actually grateful for? Because I know
Mhm.
what makes me happy, which is music. But
Right.
what am I grateful for?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And boy, the work had begun. And luckily I had all this time on my hand during COVID where I could just sit with all my demons and be like, all right, let's take another one down. So
No, but I love your journey, that you're to be being accepting and then loving yourself. And I love your look, and I love that you found somebody's that you could just really connect with and support each other. Those connections are so important and really just help build everyone up. If we walk beside each other, I love your story of walking beside each other to build each other up. So
yeah, it's beautiful. Really is. Where can we find it? Like if we want to order a lipstick, can we hop online somewhere? Tell us about that.
So if you want to order online, it's on my website. I'm kingsley.com/shop. I have a person in Portland that sends out all my US orders. And if you're in the UK or anywhere in Europe, still do it on the shop, and then I would send it out. There's still handwritten notes for me, but they're not always in my handwriting because sometimes my assistant sometimes someone else writes it, but we all have the same signature. So.
Yeah. That's fun. I love makeup. It was one of my jobs that I when I was in college is I bartended and I was a makeup artist. So
where were you a makeup artist at?
Well, at the mall, but like I worked Origins, I've worked for Clinique, I worked for Laura Mercier for a while. My cousin has a makeup line and my mom was a makeup artist. So we all love playing with makeup.
What I found, and it was because I was not a big makeup person, and I think it's just like you don't know what you don't know kind of a thing. Yeah. And so when I wasn't playing shows, I would do markets. I would sell my makeup at markets, and Portland is a big local market. So I would literally have people sit in a chair and I would be doing lip demos on them. Yeah. And let me tell you something, when you finish and you see someone shift over into their ultimate power by a product, there's nothing like it. And I'm like, these are my products that are making me go. Like, that's your hands when you're doing someone's makeup, like making this shift in them. And it's so incredible. And it just makes me like love life and love the things in life we get to have and do that. I'm like, you don't feel good today? Put that lipstick on, pull your big girl panties up and strut your stuff. Like you got it in you. You just need to be reminded.
Yes, exactly. And I remember you'd like shift the mirror and they'd be like, wow, like I didn't know my eyes were so pretty. I'm like, you didn't? Like you have beautiful eyes. And I just put a tiny bit of eyeliner. So yes, that feeling.
Like, honey, I didn't do anything. Trust me. This was there. This was there. You just added icing to a cake. The cake was still there.
Frosted you up a little. But I just loved that, the light in people's eyes. And then you just give them confidence. They walk away feeling or looking more confident in themselves. So what a beautiful thing. I love that you're able to do that with your lipstick line. Should we play a little game? Are you up for that?
I'm down. I'm always down for anything. It's the Aries in me. Whatever.
Let's do a game of favorite things. So Julie, you want to start it off?
Yeah. Tell us what's your favorite movie.
Oh, man.
Right?
Princess and the Frog.
Oh, that is...
Music. 10 out of 10.
Music is... yep.
So good.
10 out of 10. Yeah, absolutely.
I have not seen that one in years. What about...
You're watching it tonight.
Yeah, I know. I'll be telling my kids, you want to watch this movie? What is your favorite comfort TV show?
Bob's Burgers. But it's shifting now because Central Park is a Bob's Burgers, but they sing, and it's a more predominant Black cast with Davy Diggs from Hamilton and Leslie Odom. Yeah,
and Leslie Odom. Yeah.
Oh, those two.
Love that. Food, healthy and guilty pleasure.
Unfortunately, healthy because I have so many food allergies. I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free.
Welcome to Sarah's house.
Like the Whole30 is the life, and they're still good. So like, I love steak. Like, give me a steak, give me some French fries. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Unhealthy. I still eat brownies, and it is what it is. I don't care.
Sometimes you just gotta balance the what you're willing to pay.
I can never remember the box that we get, but I have friends now that have converted to gluten-free brownies because they taste better.
I don't care what anyone says. If I'm having a brownie, I want all of the madness. All of it.
That's so funny. Okay, what about a hobby or activity that's not, singing or songwriting or performing or developing makeup?
Dancing,
Okay.
because when my best friend, actually, she's doing her master's at Roehampton University for
Mm.
modern dance. She's an incredible dancer. So she's here in London. So we've gone out together a couple weekends, and she obviously is dancing incredible. And I'll be dancing next to her, and she'll tell people like, "Oh, I'm here for school for dance," and they'll be like, "Is she?" Because she's also good, and they're talking about me. So
Yes, that's a great fun side thing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do you have a favorite vacation location?
anywhere with a beach.
Okay, yeah.
Anywhere with a beach. I'm trying to go to Dubai in December.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, just anywhere with a beach. I don't really care. We
Dubai, that
deserve
sounds
it.
so amazing.
I know.
We deserve it. I spent my childhood in Chicago. I deserve a beach for the rest of my life.
I'm in the Twin Cities, so
Right? Every
right.
year, I'm like, why are we here for Christmas?
I
What is the point of this?
I'm going to tell you, it was 78 degrees yesterday. It is
That's what my
octopus.
mom says. And I'm like, don't
Yes,
be tricked. Don't pretend like you like
I know.
that. You know what's coming.
It's
Don't let
summer
the
number
weather fool you.
3.
it's I'll trick you because it's so beautiful and the weather is so perfect, and then it just hits you, and then the next like 6 months we're gonna be freezing cold. I'm in Rhode Island, so
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I know nature is a woman, because I'm like, it's hilarious. She's like,
yeah.
haha, don't you like this? Something's
She's always
coming.
portrayed in the movies as Mother Nature, not Father
Yeah.
Nature. It's
No,
always
Father.
Mother Nature, right? Right.
Okay, what about a favorite restaurant?
Um, so it used to be this place called the Goose in Portland, Oregon, but they closed from COVID, which broke my heart. And
Mm.
then the other place is Chicken and Guns from in Portland, Oregon. They literally do chicken and potatoes. Like, they figured it out. Rotisserie chicken. They have this sauce that is like gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. When they closed during COVID, they're like a takeout. They're outdoor.
Yep.
When they closed, I literally tweeted everyone and I said, if you don't put your masks on, it's over. Because Chicken and Guns is close now. This is not good.
Right? No, that's
So
not
yeah,
good.
it's not good. This is serious.
Not good.
Chicken and Guns.
Right?
My favorite.
I like the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. Oh, they figured it out.
Yeah.
They even there's chicken noodle soup for the winter. Good for them.
So
Yeah.
sounds delicious. So I'm going to ask this question in a way that, like, we've asked you about influences in your music and stuff, but just a favorite band or singer, like, that has nothing to do with that you do music. It's like, who do I just want to listen to because I love listening to them?
Well, I know, like, so when I'm driving, I drove from Portland to Chicago to drop my
Yeah.
car off, 31 hours. My,
Yep.
like, the artist that I can sing pretty much every single word is Usher. Any
Oh,
album,
Yep.
every single word, all the outlets, like
right.
everything. So, yeah.
What a great, like, drive, like, put on Usher and drive, right? Yes. Because you're driving across the north side of the United States there's not a whole lot to look at for a lot of it. So,
I know people were looking at my window, like, and I'm like,
yeah, no. That's how you drive that many hours, though, people. You can't just sit here.
no.
It's got to be okay. That's great. That was like the perfect answer. Like, you just always have to have like the who do you know all the lyrics to, right?
Yes. I'm like, one time if he was ever like, oh, I lost my voice, is there anyone who can sing my set? I'm like, I can't.
Excuse me while I come up on stage with Usher. No, right. No, because it's just a jam, right? That's fantastic. Well,
Good.
well, this has been a lot of fun. Loved having you on.
Thank you.
It's been so fun to get to know you.
Yeah.
Hey, same. Thank you guys. These are great questions.
So, one more time, tell everybody where they can find you and all your information.
Yes. If you want to hear me talk mad shit about the world, follow me on Twitter. If you want to see me be goofy, follow me on TikTok. If you want to see me be serious and like sing about stuff, follow me on Instagram. It's all the same. It's Yo Kingsley Music. Just very different personalities.
I
love that your social media has personalities.
Very. If I'm on Twitter, you know I'm upset about something.
I love that. I love that.
That's perfect because I feel like that's exactly what those outlets are meant to be.
Yes, I hate the like, don't, and that's the thing. I own a social media strategy company, and I try to tell my clients, I'm like, stop trying to be TikTok. Be yourself on whatever platform you fit on, right? I can't go on TikTok and like write out my rants. Like, you have
Right.
a very short character limit. So go to Twitter and do it in a thread and just keep going.
Oh, this is
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I love it. But to get all of Kingsley, you need to follow her on all 3 platforms. You've been a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. Don't exit out yet. We're going to end the broadcast and we'll say bye off camera. So bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.